Hey, good evening, fuel fans. Hey guys, out in the barn, back from like 2 weeks of business travels, and so I think it's like after 8 p.m. I meant to do a recording about this 2 weeks ago, so this is a box that I received 2 weeks ago, and I recognize the name here. It said Dustin, and for those of you who actually follow whatever I do in my free time, a couple weeks back, well really a month and a half ago, after Hurricane Helene hit and ravaged North Carolina, Tennessee region, I just couldn't ignore it. I'm pretty well trained and equipped after years ago being a wildland firefighter and actually caring about survival and things of that nature. And I have very large chainsaws hanging over there. So I said, hey, I'm gonna take a week off and go help people. And it was a great trip, it was a phenomenal trip. And the very first person I helped, she told me that her boyfriend or husband, they're not actually married, but he's a firefighter down there. And I remember her saying his name was Dustin. I never got to meet him because he was too busy serving, actually, in his job. So we're doing an unboxing, basically, long story short. First person I helped was Carrie. She had a massive old walnut tree that came down. And so after I came back from the trip, I basically sent down copies of my book to each person I helped, just so a lot of people kept asking me, like, you're weird, why are you wired this way, why did you come help us, etc. So I was like, you know what, my book is titled So You Want to Be a Hotshot. It's not a brag. That was our job title, Hotshot Wildland Firefighter, U.S. Forest Service. Also that job title exists with the BLM. It's a federal entity position level, which is, you know, one of the top positions at wildland firefighting next to smoke jumpers, right? Type 1 incident response. So we're trained pretty well. So anyway, as I unboxed this, I had a feeling, I already see a fire symbol on the hat. This is her boyfriend / husband, because I sent copies of my book down, basically just saying thank you for the honor of serving you and helping you. I got a card in here. And, you know, because again, I did it all out of goodness of my heart. There was no, you know, I funded it personally, but also my charity, Fuel Foundation, stepped in that I founded with the book. So again, hotshotbook.com will help you find it on Amazon. And long story short, fast forward, apparently her boyfriend / husband didn't forget about me. Obviously got my address from me shipping him the book for the company and the charity, so I got this box in return. I've been out here finishing the barn off, my man zone, trying to get this insulated and everything else for the winter, and I got distracted. Then I had a business trip to Albany last week, and then got back within 24 hours, had to fly to Atlanta, Georgia for a conference, benefits the HVAC industry, the Hardy conference down in Atlanta. Been a hair busy. So 2 weeks ago, I did say I was going to do a recording unboxing this. So here's the card, just says thank you on front. Thank you so much for coming to Solitude, so they were from, Salud, North Carolina, and cutting up that tree. It was a huge help, taking such a big item off of our plate. Obviously the recovery, right? They had their power back and internet back when I got there because she works from home. And again, shout out to Carrie, because she's a former Navy employee who served in the Navy, but unfortunately who served off of the coast of Africa where the pirates exist, and they got into a lot of, boat-to-boat scuffles or firing. So she's got PTSD from that. She has special hearing protection, and me running chainsaws worried me, but she said she was fine. She'll hide away in her office, have her headphones on, and she works online for a company now that she's a civilian. But again, traumatized, PTSD, a person who served our country. So it was an honor. It was the very first person I got to help. It was, I was like, great. Then she told me that her boyfriend / husband is, a firefighter. So here we go. She did say he served with Weaverville Fire. So this is a Weaverville Fire, North Carolina hat. So I'll go ahead and take my Live the Fuel hat. I don't even know if it's set. Oh, sweet athletic fit. One size fits all. Love it. All right. And, here we go, Weaverville Fire Department. So obviously a little t-shirt, some swag. I think I'm gonna make a wildland firefighter like memorial wall out here in my man zone. I got flags everywhere. I've got my original Hotshot helmet from rookie year. That's a retro old school metal helmet. So maybe I got some ideas. So here we go. Weaverville Fire, North Carolina. This is where Dustin serves. There's their front logo. So I'm honored to get this. this is a medium, aka schmedium. I'm a lean dude, but I do wear a large. So I've been thinking about taking shirts like this because I have my old Hotshots memorial shirts that I had created when the Granite Mountain Hotshots died in 2013. I knew them on the Yarnell Hill fire. And then I thought about taking these shirts and stretching them over like a square board or Cyro board, like a framework or something, and framing them and hanging them. So this could be part of that project. And then looks like I got a hoodie. Again, it's okay. I never met him. He has no idea how big I am. So I don't even know how big this is. It's a medium. So again, WFD. Well, that's kind of cool. It's like a octopus, firefighting octopus. I'll take it. Add it to the swag. Thank you, Dustin. Oh, I'm not done. There's a book. I'm guessing this is Dustin on the front. Hurricane Helene. So nowadays you can send off a little hack. You can send off your photo albums or select photos in group, and you can then have these companies. So this is from Google Photos, but I know Shutterfly, Google Photos, and you can have photo albums done. And real quick, I'm going to open the book. To the fabulous Weaverville, Vegas. Okay, so this is a cool little so firefighting and gambling seems to have an interesting connotation and connection. I think it's funny that firefighter gambling, but yeah. Welcome to fabulous Weaver Vegas 8 House. So they must have done a engine ladder rescue battalion, Station 8. So this was probably like a fundraiser because after serving as wildland firefighter, after my first rookie year, my brothers and I rented a motorcycle. They already owned motorcycles, and we went on a fallen poker tour ride up around Lake Havasu to raise money for fallen firefighters. So, gambling, firefighting theme. Anyway, and this is a challenge coin. I have other challenge coins I've been slowly collecting as I still try and reconnect into my old fire world, even though I'm not a firefighter anymore. But yeah, here we go. North Carolina Fire Rescue, Tubo class on one side of the coin. And then, yeah, Weaverville Fire Department, top and bottom. And then on the cross fire, again, rescue, North Carolina, then Weaverville Fire Department at number 8. So obviously they're Station 8. So that's the other side of the coin. I'll be adding this to my collection. All right, so that being said, the book, I'm going to turn this into probably a podcast. So, the photo's going to be cool and all, but he wrote something. So, I'm guessing the card was from Carrie. This is from Dustin. I got to read. I love the fact he must be older like I am. I'm 47 now, and he can write cursive. So, all right, here we go. These are just a few photos I took during the hurricane. Our biggest job was on 9/27 when we were sent to, I believe that says Gauren Creek, Gauren, for multiple occupied homes, meaning that had washed away, meaning people were still in these homes when these floodwaters ripped through. As a reminder, in Northern Carolina, these creeks turned into rivers and rivers turned into just craziness. We're talking about, I was near, it's pretty infamous right now, Chimney Rock, North Carolina, Lake Lure, again, Swannanoa, those regions, the rivers just destroyed anything near it. I mean, we're talking about 30-foot flood stages sometimes. So again, 30 feet above normal. So again, there we go. Multiple occupied homes that had washed away. Our crew rescued these people, 2 of whom were trapped and buried in their homes. Imagine being trapped and buried in your homes, in your home from floodwater. Wow. Humbling. They had to be dug out by hand. Wow. We also recovered 5 bodies. May they rest in peace. Including, I heard about this, including Battalion Chief, I believe that's Tony Garrison, who perished in a mudslide while trying to effect a rescue. I did see this. The fire chief had deployed himself, unfortunately, while he was trying to rescue somebody. Again, after the rivers had flooded, the creeks had flooded, there's still all this runoff. I mean, they had so much rainfall in a short 24-hour period of time, there's just nowhere for it to go. So the soil was so saturated, within the coming days after the flood and the damage from that and roads and bridges being destroyed, now you got to worry about mudslides coming down. So unfortunately, Battalion Chief Tony Garrison perished trying to help somebody and was trapped and washed away by a mudslide. So here we go. In total, 13 people died in Gauren Creek, and 11 of whom belonged to the same family. Woo! 11 of whom belong to the same family. Wow. The following week, I made frequent trips to that area, supporting the logistics operations required to sustain the massive recovery effort. Thank you again for coming down to help with that recovery effort. Your hard work is greatly appreciated and will not be forgotten. Dustin Stewart. So, and then in this book is basically, you can tell he took photographs. This is a flooded out area with trucks. I mean, just rivers, creeks, flooding, exceeding roadways. This is like literally, it's coming over the guardrail. I mean, these are some high, again, eventually these roads all got blown out, blown apart, tractor trailers, roads being torn apart by the turn in the rivers from all those flood stages. Again, massive, you guys can't see this, but massive flood debris just being pushed onto the roadway, and power lines, telephone poles being snapped off. Again, 30 feet flood stages in some areas, boulders, rock, like roads that weren't ripped off and blown away were just buried in trees and brush and just crap. I mean, we're talking about bulldozers and chainsaws. Here we go. Massive quantities of trees, brush, vehicles all twisted amongst it. These were probably some of the rescues were people who had drowned and died, unfortunately, if they were trapped in their car. There we go, a guy coming out in a wheelchair. They're being escorted by fire and rescue. This photo was on the cover. You can't see in the distance is the entire road is just blocked by I mean, granted, medieval times, this would make a great wall to defend yourself from, incoming opponents, but it's just trees upon trees upon trees just piled up by muddy water, blocking the road. There's a UTV, flooded out road. Looks like they got rope work. Looks like they're bringing out somebody injured and or unfortunately probably one of those dead people, unfortunately. Yeah, low angle rope rescue, Weaverville on September 28th. He actually did timestamp this stuff. Ivy River, Weaverville water treatment intake 928. Again, flood stage there. Looks like a house fire on 928. So unfortunately, water and electricity don't mix. There's that. With no power through the county and the city, fuel is delivered and pumped in by trucks. So these are old military 6x6s, Hummers. I mean, the mud left behind. This looks like a home that was built on the deserts of Arizona where I used to fire. But that's Swannanoa. That's just like all mud over their yard. Mud inside the home. I mean, these homes were just destroyed. I mean, you got grain silos knocked off their foundations here. Property destroyed by floodwater in Wendover Lane, Swannanoa. That one's Swannanoa. Swannanoa got messed up. I didn't get there till the end of my trip. I started in Marshall, then went to, I think Saluda. Yeah, Saluda. That's where I met Carrie and helped her and a few other people. You got some helicopter operations from National Guard, Hummers. So again, pretty powerful stuff. Oh, Tesla power stations and satellite uplinks. That's a power station. Tesla microgrid. I've never seen that before. I heard about the internet stuff that he sent in, thousands of units to help these people because there's just no way getting stuff back up right away. Again, trying to rebuild roads over flooded out creeks and rivers just so they can get to buildings and structures. Roads completely gone, just washed out altogether. Old Fort Road. Black Hawk helicopter coming into land on Old Fort Road. And so Garren Creek, Garren, was what I was reading earlier. Again, National Guard helicopters, Black Hawks. So, I mean, wow, just devastation. So I'm going to go through all this. So anyway, guys, we're coming to the end of 2024. I wanted to record this video before I get distracted once again. I'm so grateful for an amazing year, one of my best financial years professionally, moving this home along with my lovely wife, Kristen, and obviously all the crazy adventures along the way. We take adventurous ski trips every year. I'm grateful for that freedom and that we've been able to create, right? Creating time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom, right? Living with no debt, wiping everything out. I'm trying to pay the house off. We are trying to pay the house off by the time I turn 50 in the next 3 years. Aggressive goal. Why not? I love Dave Ramsey. He's a fun guy to watch. We had 2 amazing trips this year, Costa Rica and then Greece. I mean, amazing trips. Just seeing the world, experiencing other cultures, respecting other people's ways of life, learning how they do things. My health, my wellness, my fitness, my carnivore life for the past 5 years, just ripping it off and killing it. So I feel for those less fortunate who don't understand the value of that, but you do you. As I've said politically, religiously, whatever, I'm like, you do you. I'll just set my example, you do you. So anyway, guys, bringing 2024 to a close. I'm recording this, I think, on December 12th. Just got back from that trip in Atlanta, that busy the other day, being stuck in the airport, flights being canceled because of fog back home. Ended up having to make them deliver me in Philly instead, and then pay an Uber from Philadelphia Airport to Allentown Airport to get me home to get my car, just so I can actually go home and get some proper sleep. $200 Uber after tipping 25% because he's awesome. He did a great job. He brought me home, drove me an hour and a half. Obviously, that's what he does, but turns out he lives more locally up here, so that was a great win for him. Everything happens for a reason. So I'm just, happy and grateful that, things are going well. My wife, myself, people I'm connected with. Shout out to Brian Strausser. He went down a couple weeks after I did to help in North Carolina, fellow local brother. He's on the board of my Fuel Foundations, my charity. We helped do some fundraising for him besides his own personal fundraising. Helped send him down there, helped him get a new chainsaw for his operations. He spent almost a week, 4 or 5 days, whatever it was, down there helping people after I did. Just connecting with people that are like-minded, that give back and help people. It's awesome. As I record this, literally next Friday, I'll be hosting my 3rd ever Men of Mindset out here. So that's why it's like this place is always in construction. I'm doing it all myself, but trying to frame it out more and insulate it more until I can get a proper heating system installed. But doing portable propane heaters. But the whole point of the Manly Night is I grill a lot of steak, get a bunch of like-minded men, entrepreneurs, public speakers, podcasters, like powerful people who give a shit. And then we end up just recording a podcast at the end of it. But I grill a lot of meat and hang out. A couple of the guys like to smoke cigars. A couple of the guys don't drink at all. Some guys do drink. Whatever. It's just good, mature, manly fun that we, a lot of us need when you need a break from the kiddos or the puppies or the pets or the wives. It's good for men to connect with other men. So it's something small, VIP, less than 10 people I created. So I have that one coming up on December 20th before the end of the year. So again, I'm thankful that people actually want to connect and want to, live along that vibe and get together 2-3 times a year. I think it's powerful and it helps reinforce what they do, what I'm trying to do. Again, the podcast, Live the Fuel, is we fuel your health, business, and lifestyle. But there's more to it. There's mindset, there's entrepreneurship, there's me becoming an author, right? So all these are spin-offs that happened throughout all that time since launching the show back in 16. Launching the original motivational Facebook page, I think, was around 14. So, I don't know. It can be a little annoying sometimes. I guess I'm grateful for my brain that doesn't seem to want to shut down. I'm just always going. So a couple of my family's old school friends who follow me on social media, they're always DMing me like, "Don't you ever take a break? Don't you ever, take a vacation?" I'm like, yeah, I do. So, but also I have fun coming out here doing videos like this, and then when I'm done here, setting up more insulation in the walls and having a fun night by myself. So, anyway, guys. Dustin, if you ever see this video, thank you. I will honor all of this and share it as I did in this video, and what will air as most likely a podcast. But yeah, guys, thankful for a great year. So I'm doing this now for episode 450 episodes, because I got a lot more in the tank, but I've been so busy we haven't aired anymore because I wanted number 450 to be from me, and then I'll do it again on episode 500. So thank you again for listening and tuning in. Remember, you too can live the fuel. We'll talk to you guys again soon. Thanks, guys.